There is some casting news for the upcoming HBO Max series Dune The Sisterhood, and alongside the first castings, we also get some details surrounding who they will be playing, the timeline in which the Bene Gesserit show will take place, and some information on the producers behind it. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the news and giving you my general thoughts on the new castings and details. Before I get into it though, if you want to keep up to date on any of my content surrounding Dune The Sisterhood, Dune Part 2 and beyond, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating, subscribing to the channel, turning on your notifications, and following me on social media via the links in the description. But without further ado, let's dive into the new casting reveals and news for Dune The Sisterhood. So the first castings for Dune The Sisterhood have been announced, and it turns out that Emily Watson, who starred in both Chernobyl and God's Creatures, and Shirley Henderson from Harry Potter and Stan and Ollie, will be playing the Bene Gesserit sisters Valya and Tula Harkonnen. Alongside this, the legendary and HBO series will be based on Frank Herbert's classic novel Sisterhood of Dune, and is set 10,000 years before the rise of Paul Atreides, with the Harkonnen sisters combating forces that threaten the future of their species and in turn establish the Bene Gesserit order. And to add to these initial castings and the description of the show, we further get news that Diane Ademu-John of Haunting of Bly Manor will be creator, writer, co-showrunner and executive producer, along with Alison Shaper, who recently worked on Westworld, serving as co-showrunner and executive producer too. What's even greater is that Johan Rennick, the creator of the highly successful Chernobyl series, will direct the first 2 episodes and executive produce the show. Denis Villeneuve was originally going to direct the pilot episode, but due to being hard at work on Dune Part 2, Johan will be directing instead, and to be honest, it's a pretty damn good replacement. But while Denis isn't directing, he will be executive producing the show himself, with Jon Spaihts, Scott Z. Burns, Matthew King, John Cameron, Kate Collins, and authors Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson also signing on as producers. The series, which is being co-produced by HBO Max and Legendary Television, hasn't announced a release date for the show, but I'm guessing that with this information coming out at the back part of 2022, that we would likely see production begin later next year, and therefore 2024 may be a likely release window for this spin-off series. That's just my guess right now, and with Denis previously saying that his planned Dune Messiah film would be coming out years after Part 2 to let the actors age up, there would be a nice gap between those 2 films for some other series and tie-ins to the universe. So when it comes to the roles that Watson and Henderson will portray, I think it's safe to say that it sounds like we're going to be getting a very complex yet interesting show that will really showcase the Harkonnen sisters' rise to power in the Sisterhood and how that becomes the Bene Gesserit. Both Valya and Tula really do some formidable things when it comes to both the Atreides and Harkonnen bloodlines, and they really establish power and service to the Landsraad, which set in motion everything we know about the Bene Gesserit. In particular, Valya was the second Reverend Mother Superior or leader of the Bene Gesserit, and she had her sister Tula do some not so great things to House Atreides members. Valya would also go on to shape the modern form of the Sisterhood, including establishing the Voice, which we saw Paul Atreides learn to use in the first film. So it sounds like a very interesting storyline with intriguing characters to approach, and one that will really broaden the viewer's knowledge on how this secret organization became so powerful and developed the abilities that helped to construct a path for the future. It's hopefully going to be a series that really informs and helps us understand the twisty nature of Dune all the more, and with it being a HBO show and including some very talented people from the outset, I expect it to be a well-made installment. So with the castings and showrunners announced, I think we're in pretty safe hands, especially when the lead actress and director of the first 2 episodes have that great connection from HBO's Chernobyl. Johan knows how to make quality television, so on that front, it's great that he's directing the first 2 episodes, even if Denis has stepped down from directing the first one. And when it comes to the other producers, while I was quite disappointed with Alison Shaper's work with others on the end of Westworld Season 4, she did help to bring the sense of mystery back to that show, and has produced some amazing television over the last decade too, whether it be her work on Lost, Fringe, or the first season of Altered Carbon. Add on Ademu John's recent work on The Haunting of Bly Manor, and you've got 3 producers and writers who have made quite different yet decent big-scale television, so hopefully it will work when it comes to Dune The Sisterhood. I think Johan being involved and him teaming up with Emily Watson again is something that does excite me the most here, and hopefully all of these attached individuals gel together quite well when it comes to the production, which again I'm guessing will begin later next year. Overall though, I'm excited to see what this spin-off brings, and hopefully the focus on these Harkonnen sisters will really build out our knowledge of the Dune universe, and specifically the Bene Gesserit sisterhood. But that was my video discussing the confirmed castings and updates for Dune The Sisterhood. Emily Watson and Shirley Henderson are, in my opinion, 2 solid choices to add to this project, and I think it's a signal towards the types of roles they are going to attach to the show over the months ahead. It seems that they are going for talented performers that are recognised, but not as recognised as, say, those involved in the recent film. I think to Denis Villeneuve and the showrunners involved with Dune The Sisterhood, they are looking for quality more than anything, and both Emily and Shirley have played very distinct parts throughout their careers to show their range when it comes to acting. So hopefully we get 2 great and unexpected performances with them in the respective roles of Valia and Tula Harkonnen. We'll have to see, but like with Denis Villeneuve's upcoming film, I expect we're going to get a roster of actors filled with talent for this new show, and hopefully it will act as a great installment to really display how compelling yet twisting the Bene Gesserit really are. But let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are towards the castings and the overall setting of this exciting new series. For much more videos and news on Denis Villeneuve's Dune universe, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.